All right, let's get started. Today, I'm going to share with you how to fill in an easy PPP loan forgiveness application. This is specifically for the self-employed, independent contractors, sole proprietors, and gig workers with no employees. You're not going to want to miss this. You've probably heard by now there is a new loan forgiveness application for the PPP, known as the EZ form. Now, you can submit this form at any time. You don't have to use all the money yet, for example, waiting 8 weeks, 10 weeks, or 24 weeks. Instead, you can submit it as soon as your lender will accept it. This loan forgiveness application is specifically designed for the self-employed and a few others, so I'll leave links down below to the application itself. Feel free to follow along as I fill it out here, and I'll include a checklist to see just in case you're wondering if it applies to you and your situation. All right, let's dive into filling out the PPP EZ loan forgiveness application. All right, here's what the application looks like. It's 3 pages long, but really only the first page is kind of the confusing part to fill in, and then there's a second page we'll talk about and an optional third page. I suggest when you open this up, you can just type right in the form itself, and then if your bank lets you send it in electronically, you can include that, or if you have to print it out, then you could have it all filled in, print it out, and mail it in. Let's start right here with your business legal name. That's the borrower, so that's just you, your first and last name. I'll go ahead and fill this in as Rich Smith. For your business address, it is okay just to put your home street address along with your home city, state, and zip code. If for some reason you do have a separate business address, like all your mail goes to an office that you rent out, then that is what you can put down there. I'm going to try to go a little bit slower here, so if there's just a couple seconds of dead air, that's just time for you to type and fill in the application. Okay, over here, you can see we're going to skip the part that says DBA or trade name. If that applies to you, you should know that. Some people do business under a different name or a trade name. So if that applies, fill that in. Let's move down to the EIN or Social Security number. If you haven't applied for an EIN, then just use your Social Security number. Basically, you're going to want to use the same number that you use to fill out the PPP loan. Okay, for business phone, it's okay to put your home phone or cell phone. Primary contact, again, is your name. And email address would be the best email address for them to reach you at. Okay, here we go. We got the PPP loan number. That is your loan number that you got from your bank. That's located on those loan documents, and if you don't have that, you could ask your bank for it. And then next is the lender's PPP loan number. Again, check your documents. It should be there, and if it's not, get in touch with your lender. The next line is going to be your PPP loan amount and the date that you got the disbursement. I'm going to use the maximum number here of $20,833, and I'll just put down June 15th. Go ahead and fill in your own information. Okay, here's where we start to get into some of the confusing part. It says employees at time of loan application and employees at time of forgiveness application. If you're self-employed and you have no employees, just go ahead and put 1. I have seen people putting NA. That's okay to put 2. We're just going to put in 1 though for yourself. Up next we have if you received an EIDL advance amount. If you didn't apply for one, you can just put NA. However, if you did get one, that advance amount, let's say it's $1,000, is going to be deducted from your PPP loan forgiveness. Now, I know that is not something that people want to hear. However, that EIDL advance is free money, and they are going to deduct that free money from your PPP amount. I'll just give you a quick for example. If you did get an advance, let's say $1,000, you can put that down. Let's say your PPP was the $20,000 amount that I spoke about earlier. Well, your forgiveness amount would actually be reduced by that $1,000, so you'd only get that $19,000 forgiven. Okay, moving on to payroll schedule. This is where you're going to want to select Other. And it's okay just to go ahead and write in there Schedule C. I've also seen people writing self-employed. All in all, you're looking to indicate that you don't actually take a weekly or bi-weekly draw or paycheck. Rather, you just keep the profits at the end, so you're going to select Other, and that shows up on your Schedule C. And this is the important part right here. Take a look at what we're going to do. The covered period does matter. There are new rules that say if you take a 24-week covered period and you're self-employed, that you can use 100% of your PPP loan as owner's compensation. This means that your entire PPP loan amount will be forgiven. And here's how you record that on the loan forgiveness application. First, where it says covered period, go ahead and write the date of your PPP loan disbursement again. Then use your phone or a calendar and count ahead 24 weeks. So in my case here, 24 weeks from June 15th, 2020 is November 30th, 2020. This shows the 24-week covered period, which is going to allow you to use 100% of your PPP loan as owner's compensation and have it completely forgiven. You can leave that next part blank. Alternative payroll does not apply to you. Same thing with the next line after that where it says check this box if you received a PPP loan $2 million or larger. You don't have to check that. Now the bottom half of this sheet is 8 lines. It's a little bit of basic math. Again, if you have a calculator on your phone or just want to pull one up on the computer, you're going to do a little bit of math here, check your numbers. Let's dive right in. Line 1 is payroll costs. Specifically, this should be your line 31 from your Schedule C divided by 12, then multiplied by 2.5. That is the exact same calculation they use to determine your PPP loan amount, or they should have. If for some reason you got extra money, it's probably not going to be forgiven. This is the amount that you're going to write down for your payroll. So in this case here, using that maximum amount of the $100,000, we're going to divide that by 12, multiply it by 2.5, and we get that $20,833 figure. For lines 2, 3, and 4, if you did spend some of the money on mortgage interest or rent or lease payments or utility payments, you can record it there, but it's no longer required that you use a portion of the loan for those types of expenses. So I'm just going to write down 0 and claim that I use the entire amount as owner's compensation. If you did use that and want to fill in other numbers, go right ahead. For line 5, they're asking you to add the amounts from lines 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this example here for line 5, you're going to see I'm just carrying that number down from line 1. Those are my payroll costs. For line 6, they want you to write down your PPP loan amount. And for line 7, there's a little bit of math here. Be careful. They want you to divide now, not multiply. Some people are multiplying and asking questions later. Don't. It's divide. You're going to divide line 1 by 0.6. So in this case, if you look at my math here, I have that $20,833 figure divided by 0.6, and that equals $34,722. Okay, moment of truth. Line 8, this is the forgiveness amount. They want you to enter the smallest of lines 5, 6, and 7. As you can see here, this is the exact same amount as the PPP loan and the amount that was spent as owner's compensation, aka payroll costs. Therefore, the entire amount is going to be forgiven. I'll answer one question that I've seen come up again and again. What if the bank made a mistake? What if I received more than that amount? Well, unfortunately, the way the bank is going to process this loan application, you have to take the smallest of those numbers. So you're going to self-certify that all your math is correct. And unfortunately, whatever's left over is going to convert to a 1% loan. Let's move on to the second page here. It's a lot of initialing and certifying that everything you did was on the up and up and correct. The first one here is going to show that the dollar amount that you're requesting for forgiveness was used for payroll and that you're requesting the 24-week covered period. The next one saying that you understand that if the funds were knowingly used for unauthorized purposes, that the government could come after you for fraud. And I wouldn't get too scared about that unless you are committing fraud. And this next one says that you kept employees on. Of course, you are the employees, so you can go ahead and sign that. And the rest of them, I'll let you read through. Feel free just to go ahead and initial. They all basically say you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with the money and you're requesting forgiveness. Down at the bottom, there is another part that you have to initial. It says that the borrower must certify by initialing at least one of the two items. It's okay to go ahead and initial both. The first one just says that you did not reduce employees. And the second one certifies that you were unable to operate at some time during the covered period. Okay, then you're going to need to go ahead and sign it, print your name, write the date, and include your business title. Funny enough, I've gotten some questions about what's a business title, so for fun, I'll include a link down to a site where if you're not sure what to call yourself in your business, it gives us some pretty interesting choices. Of course, it's things like owner or partner, CEO, principal, president. You get to pick, it's your business, so go ahead and check out that link as well. The third page is optional. It's essentially some demographic information, so if you want to fill it in, you don't have to. All right, let's wind this thing down. This video is definitely more teacher than entrepreneur, but hey, that's my background. I hope you found it helpful. These loan applications, the forgiveness applications, they can get confusing because the rules keep changing and then they keep coming out with new forms. But if you've made it this far in the video, feel free to just go and watch it and fill it in along with me. And then again, you can save it or print out a copy and submit it to your lender. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, like, and ring that notification bell. Every single day I interact with people down in the comments, and it really gives me the encouragement to keep going and making these types of videos, so thanks. Also, we launched a brand new private Facebook group for people who love talking money and helping others learn about money too. Feel free to join that. It's a great place to ask your specific question, and we can crowdsource the answer from people all over the country. All right, as always, I'm Rich, and until next time.